Alrighty, good afternoon everyone. Going to bring you another video today. This is another collection video. 6 months ago on YouTube I did a Hawkwind collection. I showed off everything I had at the time. That was Hawkwind, and I'm still collecting their stuff, and if you watch that video you'll see I probably don't have a whole lot of their stuff, but I am a huge collector and a huge fan of Hawkwind, and I'll be getting some more stuff hopefully. Well, definitely. So they get some good money to burn on some Hawkwind CDs or merchandise. Just found out 2 days ago that Into the Woods just came out. It's a brand new Hawkwind album, so I'm really gonna have to invest in that one. Got to complete the collection. Hawkwind is one of the few bands I'm a completist of, and this band I'm showing, as you can see by the video, the merchandise in the video, and the title of the description, is the King Crimson collection. Now, King Crimson is my #1 favorite band, so I'm going to show off everything I have. I've been collecting their stuff since I started buying their stuff in, I think, 2002 or 2003. Probably 2003, but this is everything that I have that's King Crimson, so I'm just going to show you. As you can see right here, I have 3 shirts. I have the In the Court of the Crimson King, In the Court of the Crimson King shirt, the Lizard shirt, and Islands. 3 of my favorite albums. Love those albums. Love the artwork on all of them. We'll go to the studio CDs. Just kind of a glare. Let's see if I can. Well, it's kind of hard to move around with this bed, but let me see if I can get a good shot of that. Okay, so in the beginning we've got the first album. Everyone has this, In the Court of the Crimson King, 1969. Great debut, amazing masterpiece album. Follow up 70, In the Wake of the Poseidon. Not quite as good, but I'm a big fan of Cat Food on this, and Pictures of a City. I think that's what it was. Well, I'll look at it later. This one, my absolute favorite album. Most underrated, one of the most underrated of all, Lizard. Love this one so much. I did a King Crimson primer a year ago, and you can look at that if you want. And I'm showing all the studio albums and how I rank them, and I said Lizard was my favorite. Islands, another one of my favorites. Came out in 71, and if I didn't mention Lizard, came out in 70. This came out in 71. And then we go down to, wish it wasn't upside down, but okay, here. That's better. Large Tongues and Aspic, 1973. And then Star Wars Survival Black, 74. And then I love both of those albums, by the way. Red, one of my favorites, 74, and that was the end of Crimson for a long time. And then the New Crimson with Discipline, 1981. Huge classic. Enter Adrian Belew. Adrian Belew's debut. This is a phenomenal record. Most King Crimson fans love this. I think this is a great album. Then going down to 1982's. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. My button. My thumb accidentally hit the off button. So I stopped right at beat. So sorry about that little glitch, guys. But I'm back recording. It's hard to hold this camera upside down. But anyway, Beat, 1982. I like this album. I like half of it. I really like side 1. The first 4 songs on side 1 I think are very strong. Satori and Tangier is great. It's one of my favorites. But side 2 doesn't work for me. I just really don't like side 2 at all. It's just, side 1 I think is just as good as Discipline. Just almost as good. Side 2 I'm not really into. But that's 1982 Beat. And then 84, Three of a Perfect Pair. Like 3 songs on there I like. The last of the 80s, the last of the 4-piece lineup of Tony Levin, Bill Bruford, Robert Fripp, and Adrian Belew. I like Lark Stones and Aspic Part 3. I like Three of a Perfect Pair, and I like Sleepless, and that's really all I like. I don't like the other songs. I don't know. It just didn't work for me. But it's okay. Another hiatus comes, and then it's time to get back on board. 1995's Thrak. Nasty hard rock metal album almost. This is like almost like a metal record. They were kind of getting back into their Lark's Tongue's hard rock days by getting really hard rock again with noisy, you know, almost disturbing type noises with this kind of music. Thrack, I love Thrack. I think this is a great record. This is the one album with the double trio, as you all know: Adrian Belew, Robert Fripp, Tony Levin, Trey Gunn, Pat Maslow, and Bill Bruford. Killer. And I'm gonna stop rambling because you want to see this one. 2000, Construction of Light. The one album that I absolutely just hate. I just despise this album. I just think this is just noisy. The lyrics are terrible. It just doesn't do anything. I never listened to this, but I have it for the collection because I'm a completist. I hate Construction of Light. I really hate it. It's the only King Crimson album I can say I truly hate. I'm going to get on the other side because it's going to be easier, and that was killing my back doing that. So, going down to 2003, The Power to Believe. This album, I've thought this when it came out. I bought it when it came out. I bought it when it was a brand new album. I bought it been out for about a month or two, and I bought it. And back then I thought this is the best recording of 2003. This is the best release of 2003. I still think that. 2003 was not a really good year for releases, but this is one of their, I just think this is a masterpiece. I love this album so much. I think this is a great record. Lots of good songs on here. Great cover art. First time, actually the only studio album with PJ Crook artwork. So that's all 13 of their studio albums. I have all 13. And down here I have some EPs. This is the precursor to Power to Believe. It's got some songs that were later on Power to Believe and some noise samples. This came out in 2002. I never listened to it. It's just kind of hodgepodge. I mean, all the good stuff is already on this album. This album I've listened to about 15 billion times. I love it so much. But this one I've listened to maybe twice, if that. Level 5 is an EP. Came out in 2008. During their tour with Tool in 2001, I believe. And they play a few songs that were later on the Power to Believe, and they do some construction songs. That's pretty good. Some of it I like, some of it not quite. The good outweighs the bad, though. So this is a good release, so I'm glad I purchased it. Now for the really fun stuff, the DVDs. I have all 4 of their officially released DVDs. They've only released 4 officially so far. But starting with this one, this is from the Thrack Tour, Deja Vroom. This has been released in 2 different versions. You can get this live in Japan too, but for some reason, I don't know why, this is a double-sided disc. So the DVD plays on both sides. And this, when did this come out? I can't. This came out in '99. So it's okay. I like it, but the picture quality is not that good. You'll see them play, and there's like these big lights glowing off them, and it's like it cuts every song. Like when they play a song, it will fade out, and then go to another song and fade out. I don't like DVDs that do that. I'd rather just watch the concert all the way through, but it's worth it for the collection because, like I said, I'm a completist. I have to have every single thing I get my hands on by King Crimson. This is the very first DVD I ever owned. I got this for Christmas in 2003 when I got a DVD player for the first time. And as you can tell, it's not too out of focus. I met Pat Maslow at a drum clinic at a place called 1 to 1 Bar in Austin, where I was living at the time. And he signed my DVD. And you actually, if you look on my channel, there is a video of me actually getting the DVD signed. You will actually witness him signing this, putting his signature on this. And he drew a little drum. And I met his wife and everything, and they were really cool. They let me videotape the signing. So if you want to see that on my channel, you can actually witness this getting signed. It's actually the only DVD I have in my collection that's signed. I have a lot. I have some music DVDs, but I have some CDs and records that are signed by bands I like. I don't have any DVDs. That's the only one so far. And Pat Mastelotto is the only member of King Crimson I've ever met so far, but it's a pretty cool autograph. So I don't ramble about the autograph. Eyes Wide Open is a great, great DVD. It's 2 concerts, it's 2 DVDs. One DVD is great. Live in Japan, 2003, on the Power to Believe tour. Love that DVD. I've watched that one like about 1 billion times. The other one is 2000 at Shepherd's Bush, on the Construction of Light tour. That one, and I've watched it maybe 3 times. It's just, I just don't like the Construction of Light. To me, that was a bad period of Crimson. They just put out this really, really sorry record, and there's a few good songs. They do play Dinosaur from Thrak, and there's a couple of Thrak songs, but it's just, I just can't stand the Construction of Light song, so I never watched that one. This one would be my favorite DVD release. This combines the 2 VHS releases from the 80s, The Noise live at Frejus, and from 1982, and 3 of the Perfect Pair from 1984. This is one DVD with, came out, when did this come out? I can't see, it's all blurry, but 2004. I remember I got this shortly after it came out. So it's got both those video releases and the Sleepless music video, which is actually pretty cool art video, kind of dated, very 80s looking, but I like the music video. And a discography section and Tony's Road photos. And now this one was really expensive because it's like a bootleg, but it's an official bootleg. So Crimson put this out, but this is from the King Crimson Collectors Club. And they put out a lot of releases, but so far this is their only video release. But I found out about this from a YouTuber named Darren Locke, who did a review, or he did an unpackaging, I think, and then he did a review. This is probably the worst DVD they have out. It's 2 shows, 2 DVDs, and it came out, I remember working at Sears when I bought this. It came out in 2012, and I spent money, and I was super broke after. I paid like almost $40 for this at Waterloo Records in Austin, but I'm glad I got it. It's 2 shows in one day. It was the first show they did with the double trio lineup in Buenos Aires, Argentina. The first DVD is the matinee show. It's an afternoon show. And then DVD 2 is the evening show. And the quality is it gets really blurry a lot. No good shots, really. I mean, barely any good shots. The camera's... Just a second, okay? The camera's out of focus quite a bit.
Okay, I was just
I apologize for that rude interruption. Okay, let me try that again. I don't know what I haven't said about this, but yeah, this my least favorite, but it's worth it for the collection. The camera's pretty blurry, a lot of out of focus stuff. But so those are my DVDs, and I got 2 vinyls. Court of the Crimson King. Actually, a friend of mine gave me that, or an ex-friend of mine gave me that, and the record actually has both In the Court of the Crimson King and The Wake of Poseidon in the vinyl. So I've got both of those on vinyl. And then this one is the 200 gram. I bought this at a place called Trailer Space Records. It was my only purchase there. I played there a couple times, but they're no longer around. This is 200 gram vinyl. King Crimson. My favorite album. I had to have this because it's my favorite album from Crimson. The last thing I'll show you, and I hope I don't get rudely interrupted again, is these are all my bootlegs. I'm not going to really talk much about them. I'm just going to zoom by. This is 69, this is 71, and then the rest are all kind of written out for you. So those are all my King Crimson bootlegs. It's not very much, but it's what I have. I've acquired them over the years. I do want to talk about this one, though. This is a DVD of King Crimson at Town Hall in New York on their Power to Believe tour. It's only an hour's worth of the show, and there's some glitches, but the glitches don't really bother me too much. But one thing I want to point out with this DVD, it's really good. So if you could go acquire a copy of this, try to get it. Or you can find it on YouTube. I know this is on YouTube, so watch it on YouTube. If you're a collector, try to get a copy of that. But Robert Fripp would have a cow if he knew this existed, because I know that he's against taping of any kind, videotaping, audio taping, picture taking. You can't do any of that King Crimson shows. And that's it. That's my King Crimson collection. The one thing I forgot to show you was a Power to Believe poster. I forgot to pull that out. But other than that, this is so far my whole collection. I'd like to get some more stuff and complete the collection. So thanks for watching. And if you are a Hawkwind fan, check out my Hawkwind collection. And that's my King Crimson collection on YouTube. Alright. Have a good day, everybody. I'll be putting some more videos up pretty soon. I hope. Going to try to invest in some more Hawkwind CDs and some more King Crimson stuff when I can. Got to find some money to burn. So, thanks for watching and have a good day. Good night, everybody.